Audio Jungle.
Well, you're in this space, right, where the industry is kind of prime for what you're trying to do, and you found a geographic location where nobody's really playing in that space yet. So you're in a good spot. But talk us through kind of how you didn't have land when you started. You didn't have any of the things. Like, talk us through that whole journey.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to talk about this. It was a bit intense and a bit risky. So I had no land, no equipment, no prior experience, no relationships, nothing. Again,
You
went
might
to,
as well do it. Yeah, you might as well do it.
yeah, just why not? What do I have to lose
Yeah.
except all my money and time? Let's go. So I had zero money too. Yeah, I went to the clean show, learned everything I could. Now, it was essential that I made these relationships at the clean show. I don't have time to describe all the amazing relationships I made. But from there, having met with all the distributors, Electrolux, Laundry, and looking at their machines, meeting the CEO from the United States, sitting down for 4 hours to tell them about who I am, what I'm about, meeting with financing companies that were at the clean show for SBA loans, trying to understand, okay, how could I actually pay for this thing? And then another thing I did was, again, a ton of YouTube research and looked at how other operators that were successful utilized different ways to get funding. From all of those meetings, all of those things, I flew back to Holland, researched ROBS, rollover for business startups. That uses your 401k to be able to start the laundromat. And I had a career. I had been successful in life before I'd gotten older and had layoffs. So I used my ROBS, cashed everything I had in, everything I had. I rolled over through, yeah, serious risk. I was unemployed, completely unemployed. I was unemployed this entire time, no health insurance, cashed it all in and went with that to start to get the funding. Now, I still didn't have a location and I didn't have any equipment. I had a distributor that was willing to want to work with me. But then someone from the Clean Show called me, a friend, and they said, hey, there's a place going out of business on the east side of Michigan near Detroit. They're a franchisee that had only been around about 18 months. So all their equipment was brand new Electrolux equipment, and it was premier stuff. Everything in it was laid out very well. We didn't know their names. We just knew an address. I tracked down the owners. I called them, found out their names, tracked them down, continued to call them. They were in process of selling everything in the laundromat. I grabbed them in the middle of that sale. I told them who I was, and I negotiated that I'd come and pick up everything for a flat price. They agreed, amazingly. I bought pennies on the dollar, saved myself over $1 million, and bought 43 dryers, pockets, and 42 washers, 18 months old, which is basically brand new in the industry. And then I went over with my neighbor. I knocked on my neighbor's door next door, and I said, hey, are you busy? He said, no. Would you get in a semi with me? We're going to rent like box trucks and drive over and move equipment. He said, let's do it. So at 5 in the morning on a Monday, we started driving 3 hours to Detroit in separate box trucks, loaded them, drove them back, unloaded them into my garage, and unloaded them into my shed. Now, it's winter in Michigan. Washers will freeze. So we had to have a heated garage. And then the dryers we put into a storage unit. That was with trailers, trucks, box trucks, everything. We moved it all. Chairs, tables,
Man.
folding table, TVs, trash cans, 3 vending machines, everything they had, we took it all. And the price was well over $1 million in savings. Now, I had no location. I bought it all with ROBS. No location, and it's sitting in my garage. That's where we were at that moment.
When was it? So when was this? Like, how? So you went to clean. Oh my gosh. So okay. So yeah. So you're going right into heavy snow season with all of this equipment just sitting in storage in your garage.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Proceed. Tell us more.
Yeah. The washers, yeah, they got to be heated. I have no more parking. Everything that was in my garage goes out in the driveway with snow, right? Snow's coming, and it snows. It's Michigan. We get lake effect snow. Google it if you don't want to know what lake effect snow is. So we start getting all that. I'm looking for property. I'm banging on a lot of doors. I'm all over the place all the time. Again, 7 days a week. I've got a realtor. We're doing everything we can. We find a location on the south side of Holland next to a Dollar General, a
Okay.
Mexican grocery store, a Goodwill, a Spanish speaking church, and an O'Reilly Auto Parts with great parking. Now, it's for lease, and it used to be a restaurant. So it's got 600 amp
Okay.
hour, 6-inch water, 4-inch water drain, and plenty of gas. Huge amount of gas to run all the ovens. Now, it's been not been touched for 3 years. So there's mold, rust.
Oh,
Yeah, everything's in there. There's a reason it isn't leased. Okay, it's got everything you're not looking for. And so I went and I met. It was a private equity group. I met with the owners of the private equity group because it was for lease. They took the time to listen to my story. I told them who I was, what I was about, what I'm trying to do. They were willing to sell me the building on a land contract, so seller financing, which was huge because I didn't have any money really. I didn't have an SBO. I was all in with Rob's.
yeah. You already bought all your equipment and
Yeah.
had it in your garage.
Yes. So then it was 5,000 square feet in this prime location, but it needed to be demoed. It had all the restaurant equipment, 3 walk-in freezers, three walk-in fridges, everything mold. The steel beams had all rusted inside the drywall. The commercial, yeah, it was bad.
Oh,
My
dude.
neighbor, same neighbor, I knocked on his door. I said, "Hey, Rob, do you want to demo a 5,000 square foot commercial space with wheelbarrow and a buckets?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm up for it." We couldn't use the Bobcat because we couldn't get it in to the size of the doors. Plus, there's a Dollar General and Mexican grocery store. You don't
On
have.
either side, yeah.
So we demoed it over 50 days, 22 tons of material gone. Floors, everything, tile floors, cement floors, everything gone. During that time, I was looking for an architect and a builder. So I was interviewing all of them. We found an architect to put a design together with my distributor from Electrolux. Electrolux agreed for the first time in the history of their company, because of the relationships I had built, to fund my build out, even though I bought no equipment from them. They used my used equipment that I bought from the place that went out of business as leverage, to finance against. So I could finance the build out through them, which was a great blessing. They agreed to that and we proceeded. I found a builder, put it out for bid. We chose a winner. And during that whole time, you're interviewing builders, you're on site, you're talking through with the architect. There's a lot of moving parts after demo. I will tell your listeners, demo doing yourself is a huge help because there's so much behind the walls. There's so much behind the floor. You only find that out once you demo. And so we were able to find all those things, find all the way to put a steel beam in. The ceiling was falling in. You only know that once you demo. You wouldn't have been able to see a ceiling there. And so we proceeded, signed a contract for the builder. The builder started. And as we continued to build out, this is a fun story. They were digging all the trenches for all the piping, water, electric. We bought our bulkheads from Highmark. Like everything's happening. They found a secret tunnel, and I swear to you, it's very like cartel tunnel out of a prison underneath cement cinder block walls and floor, 3 foot by 3 foot, 3 foot high, 3 foot wide. You could funnel anything you really wanted or smuggle anything you want. Runs under the entire strip mall. No one knew it was there. So it goes under.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Uh, there's a tunnel that runs under the property, like it looks like a really nice crawl space to smuggle things. How far? Like what are we talking about? Like
Hundreds of feet. It goes from building to building to building.
that's incredible. That's
Correct.
incredible.
It used to be a grocery store, not Walmart, but like a Walmart type grocery called Family Fare.
Oh
You,
yeah.
yeah, it used to be a huge grocery store. I don't know if that was part of it. They used it for something.
Oh, maybe that's how they moved stuff from point A to point B without having to be on the floor or something. Yeah, that makes more sense. I'm hopeful that that is why it's him, and not because there's a giant cartel issue in Holland, Michigan. I hope
Right.
that that's the reason. Yeah.
I do too. I do too. They nobody's looking
Otherwise,
for it.
yeah. Otherwise, your property, while it looked good initially, is no longer worth it.
I agree. But the cool thing is
Yeah.
you can go to the Dollar General, get some snacks in the middle of the
Yeah.
night, tunnel right over.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Sorry. So okay. So what do you have to do with what's what does the city say about what you have to do with that tunnel?
Right. So I'm going to get dump trucks of sand delivered. Now, there's different rules for delivering sand in the winter. Most people haven't lived in winter environments because of the weight on the roads. So we have to
Yeah.
get half trucks full, dump those, wheelbarrow. Me and my neighbor again are going to wheelbarrow and shovel sand to fill that whole entire cavity, and then we'll put the cement back on when we finish the floor.
Tim, I feel like you need to put a plaque up in the laundromat that is your neighbor's name.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like he or maybe even a statue, maybe a full statue of it. Like because he is your guy, man. He is helping you out.
We call him the best neighbor in America, right? Like there's no other term. He's fantastic. His name's Rob.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that there's any competition. I live in a great neighborhood. I mean, I could maybe get a neighbor to do like one of those things, but certainly not all of them. Certainly
Correct.
not all of them.
And he loves it. And he's better than, the vast majority of the people you would hire to do it. He ran his own company. He's been there, done it. He's one of those guys that just can do a lot of things. It's a great blessing.